Might work.
But this is meeting right after that, so it's the word, it's the same, stick around. All right, everybody. Awesome, perfect, thanks, stand there, show. Hi, my name's Danny, by the way. It's Matthew, nice to meet you.
Hi.
Good, can't complain at all.
I mean, good morning, Anna.
And this is the business meeting stuff, right?
Yes, 10 o'clock business meetings this year. Soon everybody's got the same. Oh, no, stuff. How is everybody this morning?
Good.
It's rainy Tuesday.
It's not.
It's nice, isn't it?
It is actually.
I love it.
Good morning, Claire.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
So far, so good. One off to school and now another one later today. So, woo.
Okay, yeah.
Yes. Thank you. He belongs to you.
We were talking about the generation, you know?
Yes. This next program is, I don't remember how many weeks long it is, 8 or 9 weeks long, and it's all about lead gen and how to get your real estate business up off the ground. Yeah.
What I need anyway.
Most of us need it all. Lead gen never stops, it just evolves into other things.
The ninth day or the 10th?
Today is the 9th. Yes. Claire, I've got a sign up coming around. I'll put it on the Zoom here in a minute in front of you guys so you can sign in.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Hi, Jaden. How you doing? Hey, Ashley. We got a couple of new folks with the same stand. Nice to meet you, Roseanne. No. Yeah, it's your man. Oh, okay. Never mind. That reminds me, how much battery life do I have? We should be okay, but if not. Ready, just a minute. Good morning.
Are you guys waiting for me?
Yes, we are. Welcome, welcome.
All right, we'll get started here in just a minute. 4 more people. Okay, Skylar, Whitney, Olivia, and Douglas. There we go. Good morning, everyone.
Morning. I can have that.
Okay, all you Zoomers, can you see this? This is our check-in. If you guys would scan this on your phones and check in, that'd be great. I'll hold it up here for a second.
I'm driving and I'll be there in just a second. I'll do it when I
Okay. No worries, Whitney, thanks.
sweet.
Sarah, I think I'll text her.
Oh, Whitney? She's on her way. Yeah,
Oh, she's not ready.
she's on her way in, yeah, so.
Hey, where's the link for this?
I'm sorry?
Where's the link for this? You know?
The link for the Zoom. Oh, you probably don't have it. Let's send
We're doing
it.
something.
Yeah, I know. Is it in the meeting?
Mm-hmm. And it's on the emails Kristen sends too. So you can click on it and then save it. You'll get one every day at least, so yeah, don't you worry. Everybody on, get this at home? Okay, let's get this off the screen. Okay, here we go. All right, we're gonna get started. We're starting a whole new section. Oh, here, Jeff. We're starting a whole new section this next few months. Hi, Jocelyn. About the power of lead gen and what you need to do to get your business up off the ground and running. So success in real estate isn't about talent or luck. It's about focusing on one fundamental discipline that drives everything else, lead generation. You can't be a real estate agent. Good morning, Alice, and have business without leads. Morning, Ellie. Sorry, all these people are still coming in the room. Hold on a second. Would you guys pass around that sign-in sheet when, thank you, Ashley. Ashley's on top of it. Okay. The single activity, this is the single activity is the cornerstone upon which all other aspects of your business are built. When you master lead generation, you create a consistent pipeline of opportunities that allows your business to thrive regardless of market conditions. Because you might have a client today and you're busy and takes up all your time and you're doing a bunch of stuff. And then that sale closes and you have nobody in your pipeline. You have no additional business coming down the road. That's what lead generation does. It allows you to have other people waiting in that pipeline. So you have the next round of business coming your way. So you are constantly working to get people in your pipeline, in your database, talking to them, building relationships with them. So they
Megan,
become future business. Yes.
the QR code didn't come up on the screen enough to where I could.
Oh, here,
scan in.
we'll bring it back. Just a second, Douglas.
Okay, thank you.
Would you run down to the office and grab another one? There's a couple of them on the office desk. That'd be great. Thank you, thank you. They're on by my stuff. Okay, top producing agents understand that lead gen isn't just another task on their to-do list. It's the engine that powers their entire business. High-powered agents spend a lot of time on the telephone, talking to past clients, talking to future clients, checking in on people. How you doing? What's going on? What do you need? How can I help you? Do you have a friend who needs something? You spend a lot of time networking, getting to know people in your community, putting those people in your database, talking to them regularly. And we will help you get that set up. Part of what we do in this launch program is not just teach you these skills, but we get it also literally set up in your machine, in your computer. So you have these resources available to you and you can start working with them and learn from them. Without consistent lead generation, even the most skilled negotiators and marketers will struggle to maintain a sustainable real estate practice. The most successful agents don't just generate leads occasionally, they make it their primary focus every single day. Okay, the power focused of lead generation. Your goal is to have 36 transactions in 12 months. That is a very high goal. That's 36 sales, 36 transactions in one 12-month period. Thank you. That's Douglas. Douglas, here's the QR code. For anybody else who didn't get it earlier. Let's see if Jeg can't put this into the slideshow. That'd be much easier. Yes. I'm sorry?
You could though, just put the link in the chat and that way they can just pick it up that. Okay. Is there this?
You guys have it on your computers.
I did.
Do you want a copy of it? We can run copies real quick.
It's here.
It should be on your computer, yep. Mhm.
Oh, yeah, it's on Facebook.
Okay. So if you want to have 36 transactions in 1 year, for that matter, if you want to have one in 1 year, you need to be on the phone, talking to people, meeting people, getting out in the community, doing events, door knocking, farming. Whatever your passion is about how you're going to lead gen, you've got to start doing it regularly, consistently, every day. And this is how top agents build up their business where they're doing 36 transactions a year. You're very disciplined. You have consistent lead generation. We recommend 3 hours a day. Get in that habit. You get up every morning, get your computer open, you figure out who you're going to talk to that day. Or what you're going to go out and do that day. You're going to go have a coffee with people. Are you going out to meet with people? What are you doing that's generating leads, opportunities for yourself? You don't do it just by sitting at home waiting for people to come to you. They're not going to go to your website and find you and go, oh, isn't this a lovely person? I want to work with them. Not how it works. You've got to go find them. You've got to be in the place where people need real estate agents. Yeah, like it says, it's not talent or luck. I mean, that happens occasionally. You know, your best friend will send you some referral and it's $1 million house. That, you know, that can happen, but that's not how you're going to get business most of the time. You're going to be out looking for it. Focused lead generation creates predictable results. When you dedicate specific time each day to this critical activity, you remove the guesswork from your business. You can accurately predict your future income based on your current lead generation activities. This predictability brings peace of mind and allows you to make confident business decisions. Part of what we do in the launch program is we present you with an MREA business plan, and it gives you an opportunity to design your lead gen activities, what you want to do, when you're going to do them. It'll literally map it out calendar day by day for you. So you can't screw it up, so to speak. You can focus on it and stick to it and have your plan and get those leads built up into your pipeline and generate that business for yourself. Because real estate, even if you get a client, it's 60 to 90 days from the beginning of the process to the end of the process when you get paid. There's all these things in the middle that happen during that transaction that you got to take care of. So you don't have steady income coming in. So you've got to have the next person in that pipeline so you can hopefully, you know, have money coming in every month, but they've got to be staggered. It's fun to have 6 clients at one time. It's a little nuts. But it's also nice to have one after the other. That's a little more balanced and you're not quite so overwhelmed. So. Yeah, especially when you're once you start getting busier, most people will take on a TC, a transaction coordinator, or you'll hire an assistant or get somebody like Jeg, you know, do an online assistant, something to help you manage all the paperwork, because it gets pretty demanding when you're physically out with your clients. You can't be back at the office doing the paperwork. And you spend a lot of time showing people houses, which is the fun part, I think. Okay. So by embracing the lead generation as your primary focus, you'll experience fewer highs and lows in your business. Instead of riding the roller coaster of feast and famine that plagues most agents, you'll enjoy steady growth and consistent income. This stability is what allows top agents to build sustainable businesses that support them for life. Okay, the principle of greatest leverage. The 80-20 principle. 80% of your results come from 20% of your activities. When you focus on lead generation, you're targeting that vital 20% that delivers the greatest impact. So for instance, you probably know, 200, 300, 400 people. You might even have all those contacts in your phone. We always suggest you take all the contacts in your phone and you put them into your new command database, and that becomes the start for your lead generation. Now, out of those people that you know, who are most likely going to be wanting to do real estate activities in the next, month to year? You focus on those people first. Reach out to them, say, hey, I've got my license now. I know you said your mom needed to downsize. How's that going? You know, I know your kids are moving off to college. We need to find them a rental house when they're going to Lawrence? Well, what can I help you with? Think about ways your real estate license can help you build that network with people and get them involved in real estate business for you. That's what lead generation is. You're literally talking to people about real estate. You can't be shy about it. We all have this little preconceived notion that I either want to talk to people I know only, I don't want to ever talk to a stranger, or I only want to talk to a stranger, I don't want to tell what people I know what I'm doing now. It's kind of like being a doctor. You are a real estate agent now. Just everybody needs to know it. And you need to start owning up to it and using it. Because you have other skills, even people don't want to buy or sell a home, you have other skill sets you can offer them. You know, you can help them find that plumber that they need, or if they need a painter, or, you know, something happened to the deed on their house, you can get them in touch with the title company or an attorney. You can be a resource for other things related to real estate, not just buying and selling. So you have to start thinking broader. Your only goal is not to buy and sell real estate. It's to help everybody else out there in your database with all these things that come up in life. So success builds momentum. Master lead generation first, and other skills become easier to develop. Like dominoes, success in one area triggers success in others. By applying this principle of the greatest leverage, you'll work smarter, not harder, and achieve exponentially better results with focused effort. So what separates average agents from extraordinary ones is not just their understanding of lead generation's importance, but their unwavering commitment to it. They approach lead generation with the same discipline that professional athletes approach their training, with consistency, focus, and a willingness to push through discomfort. They understand that the habits they form around lead generation will ultimately determine their level of success in the industry. Many agents mistakenly believe that once they reach a certain level of success, they can ease up on lead generation activities. This cannot be further from the truth. In fact, the most successful agents often increase their lead generation efforts as their business grows, recognizing that maintaining momentum requires ongoing commitment to this foundational practice. People like to hear from you. If they've been your client, 2 or 3 years ago, maybe they're not ever going to move again, but they want to keep in touch with you. They want to know you're out there thinking about them, looking after them. So that level of lead generation is important too. It's not just looking for new business, but it's maintaining relationships with prior clients so they can be your referral source as your business grows. If you keep them, up to date and happy, then they're going to send you new business in the future. Okay, what's under the hood of your business? Analogy like a car here. Lead generation is your engine. Without a strong lead generation engine, your real estate career will never leave the garage. Hi, Whitney. Thank you. Sorry, Whitney just walked in. Consistent daily action powers your business forward and keeps it running smoothly. Success comes from putting in consistent effort on the right activities day after day. And I know a lot of you are struggling with this lead generation stuff because it's hard to put 3 hours a day into lead generation, and coming up with what you want to do for lead generation, what strategies are going to work for you. Most of us have a lot of success with open houses in our first time out because it gets you exposed to people who want to buy homes. You're getting exposed to people who are most likely interested in buying, or they wouldn't be out looking at open houses. Typically, some would just do it for fun, but most are serious about it. Most will have an agent these days because of the new rules where you have to have an agency agreement signed before you can show anybody a home. But it doesn't mean you don't find people out there who don't have an agent who need help with something. So it's a great way to get new business. And then obviously just touching base with the people you already know in your own phone and just saying, hey, I got my license now. I'm looking for business. Help me. Send me referrals. I mean, there's no embarrassment in asking for business, letting people know this is what you do for a living now. Because a lot of people won't know until you tell them. So they won't know how, that you have this service for them. Okay, myth busting, the truth about lead generation. The myth, not all leads are good leads. Truth, there are no bad leads, they're just not all equal. So I do caution you, sometimes people are just out, to play you. So you have to be mindful of that. They're not really serious about it. But it doesn't mean you don't keep checking in with them periodically, because sometime in the future they might be ready. So you just never know. Lead generation is really hard. That's the myth. The truth is, lead generation is simple. Don't confuse effort with enjoyment. Yeah, nobody said you're going to enjoy doing your lead generation, but it's very important. It's actually not, I like it. I mean, you just, you call people on the phone and touch base. They haven't talked to you for a while. How you doing? How are the kids? How's mom and dad? Because most of the people in your phone, you have some sort of relationship with them already. And chances are you know something about them. So it's easy to call them and check in with them to see how they're doing. I'm too busy. I don't have time to lead gen. It's not about having time. It's about making time. All entrepreneurs have the same struggle. You don't have a business if you don't have clients. So lead gen is priority number one because you want to get those clients. You want to get that business. You want to be able to pay your bills. I don't have the money to lead gen. Lead generation does not have to cost any money. Open houses are virtually free once you buy your open house signs or you borrow somebody else's. Making phone calls to people, checking in with them is free. Taking people to coffee is only $10. It's not expensive to lead gen. Door knocking, you make your flyer here, print it off for free, go door knock in the neighborhood. That's all free. So it does not cost a lot of money to lead gen. So don't use that as an excuse, is what they're saying. You don't have to do high-powered marketing things. Simple is best. All right. So let's go back to this concept of the 80-20, because this is something that Gary Keller, one of the founders of KW, believes in heavily, because it's made his business very successful. In real estate, the most important businesses, 80% of your results come from 20% of your activities. This powerful principle, known as the Pareto principle, reveals the disproportionate impact that certain activities have on your success. When you focus on lead generation, you're targeting that vital 20% that delivers the greatest impact on your business outcomes. Turn my ringer off. Consider how this principle applies to your daily activities. Many agents spend countless hours on low leverage tasks, endless email management, excessive social media posting, or over preparing marketing materials, while neglecting the high leverage activity of directly generating leads. By identifying your lead generation as your 20% activity and giving it priority in your schedule, you maximize the return on your investment. Okay. Success builds momentum. When you master lead generation first, other skills become easier to develop. This cascading effect means the focus on lead generation doesn't solve one problem. It creates a foundation for solving many problems in your business. By applying this principle of the greatest leverage, you work smarter, not harder, and achieve better results. Okay, so we need to figure out if we're going to put 20% of our energy into our lead generation, how are we going to get the most out of it? And we're going to talk a lot about the different ways to lead generate in this program and give you guys ideas and go kind of dive deep into each style of lead generation so you can figure out which one best suits your personality and your lifestyle, so you can be more focused on it and be more successful at the lead generation itself. Because there's lots of different things to do, and some of them aren't for everybody. It just depends on what you like to do. Now, once you get your routine down in your day, you've got to learn how to track this lead generation, because you're going to be doing different things, but try to, I don't know, either on your computer or keep notes in a book, whatever you want to do. But keep track. I did, so many open houses. I got so many leads. I got so many opportunities, or I didn't. What might be going wrong? What would I want to change? I've been doing my, calling my quarterly calls to people in my database. I'm getting these kind of comments, these kind of results. Keep track of it, because then you can see what best suits your style. And then you can start building that more into your own business practice and build your business up stronger that way. We highly recommend you keep track of your results so you can see how your lead gen is impacting you and where you might want to add stuff or change things. Okay. The most limiting factor in your success isn't your market, your competition, or your resources. It's the myths that you believe that you have about lead generation, not understanding just how powerful it really is. Okay, so the 36-12-3 challenge is to have 36 transactions in a 12-month period by lead generating 3 hours a day. This formula is very ambitious. It is realistic. Research with 150 top agents confirms that this is a minimum systemic lead generation. So if you actually stick to this idea where you're out there 3 hours a day doing this, your business will grow. You may not get to 36 transactions that first year, but you sure could get to 12. And our goal right now is at least get you to your 4 as in the launch program in the first year. Help you get through all the ups and downs of the transactions and the client personalities, as some of you have already experienced. Yes. Yeah. Well, I think one of the things you need most as a real estate agent, you need to be incredibly flexible with everything that happens in life, and you have to be very patient. And don't take it personally, because things change every day that none of them are planned, and you have no control over any of it, and you just have to go with the flow. And cross your fingers it all works out. I have a client right now, we put an offer in on a house, and we had not had access to the garage because the tenants didn't have the key, which was kind of odd. So we called the agent back the next day and said, hey, we want to go ahead and get in and see the garage before we finalize the deal, make sure there's nothing wrong with it. We hadn't have a chance yet. He goes, okay, calls me back like 2 hours later. It goes, well, the tenant said that the neighbor told them that it was his garage and they didn't have access to it. I'm like, well, it's sitting on their property though. The agent's like, I know it is. He goes, I'm going to try to find out what's going on. The neighbor is not relinquishing the keys, and we don't know if somebody in the past like told the neighbor he could have the garage, but it was never formalized, those kind of things. Because the seller said he had no idea the garage came with the house. It's never, but it's sitting on their property. You clearly, when you go down the driveway, the garage is right here in the middle of the driveway, literally in the middle. One side of the garage is on this property, one side's on that property. It is very clear that it's connected to that plot. So now we're in the middle of that. We're trying to get a hold of the city to see if there's anything on file on who actually owns the garage. Or if it's a shared garage, just whatever, we don't know what it says in the deed. We're trying to figure all that out. So those are the kind of things that happen all the time in real estate. You have no control over. You just have to kind of go with it. You just kind of put everything on hold, figure it out, and then decide what you want to do. Because my guy's not sure he wants the house if it doesn't have the garage. Or we want a lot less for it. So then you have to start your negotiations all over again about how you're going to solve that problem. Spend a lot of time in real estate solving problems. Okay, what 36 transactions means for you. Financial freedom. Calculate your potential income, the average sale price by the average commission times 36 times that year. Average sale price in Kansas City is what? 397, 375 right now, fluctuates. It's been in the upper threes for a while. And you earn 3% commission. Most of us like to charge 3% for our services. So what does that calculate out to? We have a $375,000 house. Oops. I got a new iPhone. I'm not used to this iButton. Okay, calculator. So $375,000 house times my 0.3% commission. It's $11,250 of commission times 36 transactions in a year. Be making 400 grand. Gross. Now I pay all my expenses and my taxes and whatnot. That's a lot of money. So, now it's a lot of work. 36 transactions divided by 12. How many a month? 3? Yeah. Doing 3 closings in a month would be a lot. And think about everything you have to do to get ready for that. So then you would need another team around you. You'd have to have a transaction coordinator. You'd have to have some support staff. You'd probably want a showing agent to help you show houses to all these people who are buying and selling, because you can't physically be in all those spots at the same time. Yeah, we would all take it. I'd be happy to make 400 grand in a year. But the point being, if you do focus in on this concept of lead generation, you can grow your business to this level. It is not impossible. And if your price point is luxury and you're selling 700,000 plus, you're making $1 million a year. It's not difficult to make $1 million in real estate. You work your butt off, but you can do it. So the price points are very important. It is harder to break into those higher price points. But once you get into that level and you start meeting people who are also living in Lake Lotawana and also live in Iron Gate, and pretty soon you start knowing that crowd, then you're going to be able to do more business in those communities. But you'd have to break into them first and get to know people who live there already. So it does take a little bit of time. And KW does have a specific luxury unit. If you want to specialize in luxury real estate, you can go take extra classes and kind of learn that, because it's a different breed. especially super high-end homes. A lot of times they're bought by private showings, and there's a lot of other things to take into consideration if they're on, the historic homes lists and those sorts of things, especially the big homes we have here in Kansas City and Mission Hills and or Parkway area. Those are different kinds of homes to sell than your average Johnson County house. Some of them have 8 chimneys. Just 3 acres of land, and there's all kinds of things to consider. Learning how to price those is challenging. So the growth potential is incredible when you focus on lead generation. Build a solid business that will support you for life and earn respect from your clients and colleagues. You can earn enough to hire an assistant and create leverage that propels you to even greater success. And we do have a lot of that services here in the office. If you guys graduate out of launch and you start getting busier, we do have transaction coordination. David's sister, Sarah, is an operations director for a lot of teams and people, so she will help run your business for you if you want that service. Don't settle for average. The average agent does 9 transactions per year, but average doesn't lead to average lives. So 9 transactions is decent, but I think everybody's goal should at least be 12. 1 a month would be really nice, because then you're getting $11,000 every month. Think of it that way. It's steady, consistent income. And once you pay your expenses, real estate taxes as a sole proprietor, you're paying 36% in taxes. So you have to kind of take that into consideration. You don't have a ton of expenses as a real estate agent. Most everything you do can be written off on your taxes too. Your home office is deductible, all your mileage is deductible, all your career education classes, your expenses at KCRIR, everything is a business deduction. If you do printing supplies, that kind of stuff. So you really, you can minimize some of your tax basis based on all your deductions. Especially if you work from home at all, home office is a great deal. You get to take that whole square footage of your office space out of all the expenses from your house. I'm sorry? Yeah, right. It's not bad. As sole proprietors, you have higher taxes because when you're a W-2 based, worker, your employer is paying your Social Security and your Medicaid for you, which is federally mandated. As a sole proprietor, you have to pay it for yourself also. So you're your employee and you're the employer. So you pay an extra level of taxes, but in the end, it gets you to your Social Security level when you retire. So you want to do that. If not, your Social Security is going to be really low because you didn't pay into it enough. So you have to consider that. If it's still around when we get, I know that's another problem. Okay. The 12-month growth curve. Success isn't a straight line. Like the Chinese bamboo tree, you may see a little visible progress at first while the root system develops. The growth accelerates dramatically once you get going. The theory behind lead generation is when you get enough people in your pipeline, you know that 6 months from now, let's say, George and Ryan are finally ready to sell their home. And then you've got other people who want to buy next spring. You've got somebody else who needs to move before school starts next year. Well, pretty soon, you've got 3 transactions set up in the future where you know that business is going to be coming. So you can nurture that relationship, keep those people, getting them ready for that move, that purchase. What do they need to be doing now to get ready to move next August before school starts? We can help them start that process, and that keeps you in front of them where you're on their minds as their agent. You're bringing them a service, helping them get ready to buy or to sell, and then you're much more guaranteed that that business is coming your way in the future. So lead gen is not only just meeting people, but it's getting things set up for that future business. We help them get ready now for when they need to move later. So there's a lot of things we do as agents that are not just the immediate transaction. It's everything that comes before and after it. Okay, 3-hour daily habit. Getting used to how you're going to time block, how you're going to manage your time, especially for dual agents, dual career people. It's really hard. If you're working 8 to 5 every day, you are going to have a much harder time lead genning, but it's not impossible. You just have to structure your time differently than this morning routine suggestion. If you're a full-time real estate agent, you have 24 hours a day available to you, in theory. So we're here to help you design that lead generation calendar so you can be the most successful with it. So part of it is learning, preparing research, practice scripts, assemble call lists, prepare marketing materials. What is it you want to talk to people about? Sometimes you can just call to connect, but if you have a specific thing, it's like, hey, I know you're in Prairie Village and you're looking for a new home. I did some research. These 5 houses are coming on the market in the next 6 weeks. Would you like me to help you go see them? You know, you need to strategize some of this lead gen with people, put the idea of real estate in front of them. I think those can be the potential business. Absolutely. You just, FSBO either or expired something, why didn't it sell? I mean, sometimes I even call the agent on that and just say, hey, you know, in a roundabout way, not saying I want to try to take your client, because do you remember in your buyer agencies contracts, it says if you show a home to a buyer and they quit working with you, there's still that 90-day window is the drawback where they shouldn't be using another agent, they should just be using you. So you want to be cautious not to walk on other people's territory, but you can call them and ask them and say, hey, what happened? I've got people interested in that in this Overland Park neighborhood. I saw your listing when expired. Why didn't it sell? Is there something wrong with the house? You can inquire about it on the side and then reach out to that family and try to get their business. But I would always kind of check in with the agent first, see what happened. You know, was the person, did they go through a divorce? What happened, why they didn't get to sell it? The foundation's in terrible shape. I mean, there's some reason why it didn't sell. So it's always nice to know that first. But I don't think it's a bad idea at all to try to get, do that as a lead gen source. Absolutely.
SPOs inspires pretty competitive.
Yes. You're not the only people calling them. Yeah. Our office, because KW is so big, we vet all of them first and we go through and see who's on the no call list, who isn't, and we flag them for you. So if you open up those, you'll see the little red dots, but those are people who do not want to be pestered on the phone or texted, whatever. But you can walk up to their house and knock on their door and say, hey, I'm an agent. I noticed you are trying to sell your home. Can I help you? And if they say no, then you turn around and walk away. Got to remember, don't be afraid to ask people questions. It's either a yes, no answer, typically, or sometimes maybe, and then maybe might be a yes in the future. So got to stay positive with this. You're going to get a lot of rejection, so to speak, people who aren't ready to do these sorts of things right now, and that's fine. These are big decisions. You don't just buy and sell a home on a whim. It's a planning process. You got to have the money ready. You got to have the time. So you've got to be patient with people and help them get ready for this process.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we can find that that's because it expires on the US.
Expired, yes. FSBOs, no. There's a separate website for FSBOs in Kansas City. Not a whole lot of people selling their home use it. Zillow will have FSBOs on it, Redfin. I mean, there's so many platforms now where they're out there. You just have to search for them. But the best one is just when Jeg sends those lists to us every day, because those are comprehensive day to day. We're checking, KW is checking and generating that list for us. So if you want to focus on like certain neighborhoods, certain areas where you want to farm, I would go to those FSBOs and those expireds in those neighborhoods and try to connect with them. Good way to get to know the community in the neighborhood and start making your face known in that area. Yeah, because even if they don't want to do business with you right now, they're going to be talking to the neighbor about you. It's like, oh my God, this really nice lady came over to my house the other day and left me this information about, if I need to sell my home in the future. Neighbors will talk about us farming in the community and doing activities. And so you want that exposure. Absolutely. So 3-hour daily habits, getting used to kind of preparing what you're going to talk about. If you want to focus on something specific for a neighborhood, if you're like trying to farm a neighborhood, you want to send them information about maybe the 3 homes that most recently sold in that neighborhood. So you want to prepare flyers, you could send the email. Part of your lead generation is thinking about what you're going to talk about unless you're just calling to say hi to somebody, because that's a perfectly good type of lead gen also, is just connecting with people and keeping those relationships going. But you have to take action. You might spend an hour getting ready, but then you have to do the activities. You want to send out that email. You want to actually make that phone call. You want to text those people. And then you want to follow up with them. I use in command, once you get your contacts in there, it has the ability, we have these things called smart plans, and you can put a person, any contact on a smart plan, and you can communicate with them that way. You can send them text messages, emails, flyers, informational stuff, whatever you want. I do a lot of text messaging. It's $5.99 a month, $5.99 a month. You get like 800 text messages or 1,000 text messages, goes through my database to anybody I want to send a message to, and then I get a response back on my phone. It's fabulous and it's easy. And my clients love it. I get the most responses to things I'm talking about on my text messages versus emails, for sure. Through command, through your own command, your personal account, we can go and show you how to set it up. One day we'll maybe have Brett show us how to do this. It's because it's not difficult. You go into your profile, you've got your settings. It has all the apps that are connected to command. It should be, yeah. You just have to activate Twilio, and then it's a service that is provided through KW, through our command platform. You connect to it. The disadvantage is you can't use your own cell phone number. It gives you a new number through Twilio, but you just send out an introduction email and say, hey, this is my new business number. I'm going to be talking to you, on this line from now on. Then people know. But then you can send out information. I always send out little holiday greetings. I send out information about stuff that's going on in their neighborhoods, just whatever through Twilio in command. It's a mass text. When you set up command, this is a good opportunity to talk about how to organize your lead gen. When you put your contacts in command, we have these things called tags. You can tag them as a buyer or a seller or a plumber. There's all these different identities in there for what kind of client it is. I use those tags to talk to my database. I put one in for school, people I met through my PTA connections. I have my scout tag, people I know through scouts. I've got my legal tag, people I knew when I was a paralegal. I've got them in groups. So I can talk to everybody at one time, or I can just talk to certain people tagged that way. If I want to send out something on just my past clients, they're in there as buyers and sellers. So you can use the tag system in command to organize your database, and that will help you with your lead gen, because it's going to give some structure to those clients. How you know them, where they're from. Especially if you meet people like at an open house, it's a brand new lead. You can mark them as a lead from an open house. And you can put a note in there about which open house it was and maybe what they looked like or what dog they had with them, whatever. So you can remember who they are when they call you 6 months from now and they go, hey, Alice, it's so nice to see you. And you're like, I can't remember who this person is. Because, there's only one of you at the open house, but you might have met 30 people. So you need a way, and I use command, put those little tidbits in there about those clients, particularly ones that stop enough to talk to you, give you their information. You want to follow up with them. A lot of people, as you've experienced open houses, don't want to fill out the paperwork, don't want to sign in. That's okay. But the people who do communicate, do sign in, do give you information, you want to definitely keep up with them, because they might be business next year. They might be business next week. You don't know. So don't assume just because they don't want to do something right away this weekend that they aren't future business.
I'm working with a client on Friday that I met at open house in April.
Yep.
And did they buy one house that you guys were
No.
No, they lived in Florida at the time, so been chatting and then here.
But most of you will have that experience. If you do open houses, I did an open house while I was in launch here when Brian was my coach. He had a little townhome up in Platte City for sale. He said, do you want to hold it open? I was like, sure. I said, where's Platte City? I'd never been there ever. I've lived here for 40 years, but why do you go to Platte City? Yeah, so I don't. So I went up there, did the open house, met Lori and Jerry. They walked in. They were the last people to come visit the townhome. They're like, we really like this. We want to buy it for our daughter. Can you help me with that? I'm like, shit, sure. I can help you with that. And that's how I got my very first client, was at an open house for my coach. So it will happen. You just have to be patient. You just never know. It could be your first open house, could be your 10th open house, but you will get a client from an open house. I'm doing open houses that much anymore, but I've had 4 clients from open houses over my career. So it does happen, I promise. Okay, so back to the whole 3 hours blocking of your time, getting your lead gen organized. Like I said, make notes in command, or I prefer in command because then they're always there. Each client has its own little profile page, each contact, and you can put notes right there on that profile page. So you always have the information. You don't have to go searching for anything. So I highly recommend you use commands. The system's already set up in there to organize this, and then keep notes about things, what people said to you when you talked to them that day, their comments about real estate, their comments about their family. if you start learning like, when people's birthdays are, when their kids' birthdays are, those sorts of things, anniversaries, anything important to people, it's a beautiful excuse to reach out to somebody and say hi and remind them that you're their friend and you're a real estate agent. Relationship building lead generation is mostly about relationship building. I mean, you want business out of it, but you've got to establish those relationships and give people, let them know that you're not just there trying to get business from them. You're there as genuinely as a good person trying to help them. Because we've got to come from, Okay. Let's see if I'm missing anything. Okay, that's what we're gonna do on Thursday. Okay, let me. Okay, just some other things. Like I said, this is all in your student handbook too, but this is just some of the fundamental mindset of KW and our philosophy on how to kind of get your business up and growing and making this lead gen being the foundation of what you're going to be doing from here on out. If you really want 36 transactions yearly, you are going to establish yourself as a serious professional in this market. This volume creates sufficient repetition to master critical skills and build confidence throughout the transaction process. Your experience accelerates professional development and establishes your reputation. This foundation creates a sustainable career rather than just a temporary job. Many agents leave the industry within the first few years because they're never established consistent production. The 36-12-3 model system creates predictable results that reinforce your commitment to this profession. At 36 transactions yearly, you reach the threshold where hiring support staff becomes financially viable and necessary. This leverage point enables exponential growth. With administrative tasks delegated, you can focus more on dollar production activities, potentially doubling your transaction count. This is where a lot of agents, when you start getting busy, you realize if you can break into a higher level of market, not stay at the $400,000 range, you make more money and you're not working quite as hard. And if you want to do 36 transactions a year, you don't want them all to be at $250,000 and $300,000. That's a lot of footwork because those people are looking at houses a lot. $1 million homes are there's fewer of them. And so it's a much more targeted audience. And so you only have to go visit 1 or 2 or 3, not 40, because you're looking at $250,000 homes and none of them are the quality that your client wants until you finally find the one that they can live in. I mean, that's the reality of it. And so
Every 5 properties have 15 side of rent.
Would you love this job? That happens too. Things sometimes happen where people can't follow through with buying or selling the home, even though you just spent 4 weeks of your life with them and you can't be upset about it. It just is part of the job.
You can be able
You can complain amongst us about it. That's right. Yeah. This is your safe zone. We can all come in here and vent, but yeah, you don't want to let your client know that you're mad. Yeah, because they will come back later and want to buy that house with you next year. So you still have to be nice to them. Yeah. Okay, things to think of as your business does grow. If you want financial independence, you're going to have to put those options and those opportunities in front of yourself. You're going to have to go find that business and grow that business. You might need to start thinking not about joining a team, but what kind of team are you going to need around yourself? If you want to be your own rainmaker, so to speak, you want to be your own team leader, manage your own business, what do you need around you to make your business the most successful? You might want to have another agent you partner with and you split commissions with. You might want a transaction coordinator. You might just want to hire, like my son volunteered to help me with all of my computer stuff. I'm like, I'll pay you $30 an hour, sure. What resources do you need that are going to help you keep your business running smoothly where you're not doing every single thing? It's hard as a sole proprietor. You're your own boss, you're your own employee, you're your own secretary, you're your own calendar organizer. You have to, do all your own house cleaning. You have to draft all your own documents. You have to show all your own homes to your clients. You do everything. You wear several hats. You have to learn how to do your own taxes. You have to learn how to manage your money, figure out which deductions you can take, which ones you cannot take. There's a lot of things that go into learning to be a real estate agent. And that's part of what this launch program is going to do, is we're going to help you kind of get through all those things. Yes.
That's a little off topic, but if I wanna host an open house,
Mhm.
who do I reach out to? Agents around me.
Yes. Are you on our Facebook pages yet? Okay, post on the Facebook pages, the main one for the office, to say, hey, I'm looking to help with open houses this weekend. Who has one? Who needs help? And you'll get a lot of responses.
You have both sides.
What?
You have both sides, you have Missouri and you.
No.
Specify it, yeah, specify on it, like.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can only hold open houses in the state you're licensed in. Now you, we're now talking about how to get open house leads on the Facebook page. Yeah, Danny, you can, like, what state are you licensed in? Missouri. Okay, so you can go hold your own open house in Missouri. If you want to help do one in Kansas, you just need to be there with another licensed agent in Kansas. You can still be there, you just can't be in charge. Does that make sense? Yeah, you can't advertise for it until you have your Kansas license. Yes, if you have a buyer in Kansas, me or Angel as your coaches will help you with that, and we'll be your backup. Or one of your other agents here. Yeah, yes. But yeah, that's how it works. Yeah. No, that's exactly what we do. The launch program is, I mean, you're all individual agents, but at the same time, we function as a team here in the launch program. So anything you need, we help each other get it all taken care of. Absolutely. So don't worry about that. Well, I mean, worry about it, but good question. We have a couple of brand new people in the building, so we're just explaining to them that anything you guys need as the launch, agents, our launch team will provide that service for you. Angel and I are here to back you up. Other agents will help you out, more experience. All right, we're going to wrap it up for today. On Thursday, when we get together, we're going to start actually mapping out our lead gen time and what we're going to do, what it's going to look like, how we're going to put it in command. We'll go through that and start getting everything set up for the people who haven't had that opportunity at all. And now we'll get ready for our business meeting. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Bold is a training program on steroids. As we launching, he's going to processing taking cards or and possibly win a full scholarship to level $799. Professional stand coach comes in, the coach is often. The first day of bowls is free for everybody to come and attend. The first one of those days, I highly suggest it. It's optional. Not required. Right, so you come to the first day, you'll go to No, September.
Hold on, looking it up. What's the first? Let me get my calendar up.
New agent consents.
Yes, you'll learn a lot. Things you've never heard about before. All right, calendar. First day bold is September 24th.
Every Wednesday. And the goal, we're here in a team. There's people from all over.
Okay.